Federal High Court sitting in Port Harcourt has dismissed a suit filed by the Labour Party in Rivers State challenging the alleged defection of the suspended Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martin Amaewhule, and 26 others. Delivering judgment on Tuesday, Justice Amaewhule Obile cited a recent Supreme Court decision which he said had already addressed the issue of defection raised in the suit, adding that he lacked the jurisdiction to adjudicate on a matter that had been conclusively determined by the Apex Court. Counsel to the defendants, Ken Njamanze, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN, had in his final written address urged the court to dismiss the suit in line of the Supreme Court's ruling, which upheld the legitimacy of the lawmakers. However, counsel to the Labour Party, Clifford Chukwu, argued that the issue of defection was a collateral matter in the case decided by the Supreme Court and urged the court not to dismiss the suit. Now, you can see that the court has dismissed the suit of the Labour Party against the Rivers State House of Assembly, asking the court to declare their seats vacant. And the judge is premising his judgment on Supreme Court ruling, and in the judge's language, that the Supreme Court has conclusively dealt with the matter, and as such, he cannot adjudicate over it. Olawumi Godwin.
When the judge said conclusively, I think contextually, the judge probably has actually misunderstood himself or actually misinterpreted what was read or what was in the CTC. Because
the judge misunderstood himself.
Yes, I stand on authority to saying that, because we are quite aware that the matter of defection has not even gotten to an appeal court. Not to talk of Supreme Court.
Yeah, right.
The matters are still oscillating within State High Court and Federal High Courts. And the Labour Party matter is not the only matter of defection. There are other matters on defection.
Yeah, right.
So, at what point, in any case, this High Court judgment, this court is not the court of first instance. It's not the final court.
All right, very well.
So, whatever the judge says, is his opinion.
Okay.
So, matters will be taken up.
All right, very well. Churchill, what do you make of this statement?
The only thing in this particular matter is that there is nothing we are going to reverse in this issue. Me, I know that the judiciary, like I said before, judiciary have taken sides. The paymaster has settled the issue. So since Supreme Court, everybody believes that Supreme Court has taken decision. The Supreme Court decision has not been upheld. It has not been. We are now running a sole administrative government in Rivers State. While what the Supreme Court has said is not standing again in Rivers State. Our legislative now. Yes, our assembly suspended, governor suspended, deputy governor suspended, all the commissioners suspended. Nobody. So what are we still going to court to do? When you know too well that even if you go back to that court, the court will still take the same decision that will only benefit the up. All the assembly members are in London and their supporters are here.
All right, Churchill.
So what all this matter going to court? Decision has been taken. They should leave that one. Let them bring back democracy to Rivers State. That's my own decision.
All right,
they should bring back democracy to Rivers State. But I know Chris will not accept bringing back democracy.
You cannot preempt.
Yes, because
you cannot preempt.
We are watching. We are waiting.
No,
they will give you sole administrator for the woman.
Chris, they are preempting you right now. But then, what do you have to say?
My brother is making me to. I've been laughing. But the truth is, of course, when the Democrat state of emergency actually means suspension of democracy. That's why the democratic rule in Rivers State was suspended. So until that is restored, that's when we will now begin to look at what the Constitution says or not. Now, on the issue of defection, this is issue of
the judgment
that is before the Federal High Court. This has been a very contentious one, especially in the media and among the supporters of FOBRA. They have actually said that the issue of defection was not before the Supreme Court. And I've said, if it's not before the Supreme Court, what they now gave rise to the emergence of Okojombo? Why we are, irrespective of where you belong, I've always told them, but we need to first of all tell ourselves the truth. When the 27 lawmakers defected to the PDP, from PDP to APC, the Okojombo immediately declared their seat vacant, which he lacked the power. That's where the governor problem started from. They now asked Okojombo to declare the seat. And when this matter went to court, the appeal court was very clear that from the record, there is no record that the speaker, Martin Amaewhule, has been removed. But before you assume you declare the seat of any lawmaker vacant, you must be the presiding officer. That Okojombo.
Edison here, sorry. It was Edison here.
It was Edison.
Yes.
Later handed over to Okojombo.
Yes.
So there is no record that Amaewhule was removed as the speaker. That's where the problem started from. Now, when they say the issue of defection was not in court, so what now led to the removal of the recognizing of Amaewhule? It was because he defected. So that was even the main matter that was before the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court exhausted it very well and took a permanent decision on it. So the Federal High Court do not have any need to continue with the matter. The judges, right? The Supreme Court has said Amaewhule and the 27 lawmakers are still members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Even if he's still coming like a dream to the supporters of the government. But that's the position of the law. Right. So the judge do not have any need to share jurisdiction with the Supreme Court. Of what essence is the matter when the Supreme Court has decided that these people are members of the Rivers State Assembly?
All right, thank you.
So the best thing to do is to strike out the matter.
Thank you so much, Chris Oka, for coming on Open Conversation. It's a pleasure having you. I really wish that we have more time to dwell on, this session of Open Conversation, because there is a lot to talk about. Thank you so much, Olorin Godwin, for coming. It's a pleasure having you. And thank you so much, Honorable Churchill, for coming on Open Conversation once again. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure.
And this is why we wrap it up on this episode.